So I've been looking around to see what it would cost for my family to eat chicken cordon bleu at a restaurant. You're looking at in between 18 and 24 bucks per person. That is over $86 with tax and tip, and that's only if you drink water. I think I can do it for under $25 and still have starch and veg. Chicken cordon bleu is a super classical dish that was actually adapted from veal cordon bleu, but it didn't become popularized on fine dining menus in America until like the 1960s. It's simply prosciutto or ham and then Gruyere or Swiss stuffed up, pounded out chicken scallopini, then you just bread it and fry it. My problem is chicken is crazy expensive right now, and so is prosciutto and Gruyere cheese, so I have to sub with ham and Swiss. But we have to go to the grocery store to see if we can make that happen. Sound good? Let's shop.
Okay, so we're in the store, and the first thing I'm going to buy is the protein because it's the most expensive. And then from there, we'll work our way down and get everything we need for the meal. So the first thing, chicken, that's on the list. All right, there are a lot of options, some more expensive than others. I always think like, gosh, is whole chicken the way to go? But I found two bigger chicken breasts. That's about 1.5 pounds, a little bit more than that. And we can slice those in half and make 4 easy. I'm totally confident in that. So we're going to grab that. $8.39. We'll be good to go. All right, so the next protein is going to be ham. I'm going to go over to the deli and see if they'll just slice me 2 slices of ham to keep it super cheap. While I'm there, I'm going to grab some Swiss cheese as well. Any ham will work. I love Black Forest. Let's do Black Forest. 4 slices and then 6 slices of Swiss cheese. Cool. Okay, my hope is that I can take the 4 slices of ham. There should be plenty for each of the chicken that I pound out. And then the 6 slices, because they're a little smaller, I can do 1 each. Then I'm going to cut the other ones in half and put them on there. We're going to be good. Okay, a little price check here. I've got $8.39, $4.55, and $1.61. You know my math skills are not awesome. So we're sitting at about $15.60. So we've got a couple more things. Hopefully I can make it. So I just picked up some eggs. We're at about the $18-ish range, and I still need starch and veg. So I think I'm going to do something with asparagus and maybe like super old school, like a potato zana, which are kind of like scalloped potatoes. But let me go see the prices on those because I don't know. This is getting tight already. All right, asparagus came in right at $3.14 on the dot because I was just under £1 pound. That is perfect. That's plenty of veg. That's 4 ounces of veg per person, which is awesome. So now it's potato time.
They're checking in at about $1.19 per pound. That's perfect. And I really think 3 potatoes is going to be plenty here. Coming in at over £1.5 pounds, that's totally going to work for my recipe.
All right, I'm just about at the end. I'm trying to total up a couple things. So that puts me at $23.58 now. Most states do not have tax, but 13 states still do. So I want to be mindful of you all. And right now, $23.58 would probably be $1, $1.50 of tax. So that put us right at the $25 mark. I think I'm ready to check out.
Time to load everything up on that belt. Let's see what the final verdict is. I know I've got to be close on this one, but man, it's always nerve-wracking waiting for that final total. Okay, 23. That's it. I'm right on. I'm definitely getting better at this. I was only like 20 cents off on that one. And remember, those same principles apply of if you have a staple cupboard or refrigerator item like milk or oil or flour or even eggs, except for, well, I needed eggs because I was completely out, or even breadcrumbs. You know what? If you don't have breadcrumbs, just dry out some bread and put it in the food processor. Boom, problem solved. But I don't have that much food, which is crazy. It just is a testament to how expensive things are right now. Like, I'm really going to have to lean into these techniques to pull as much flavor out as possible, to make it look as beautiful as possible. I definitely have some work to do here. In addition to the cordon bleu, we're going to be making roasted asparagus and a very traditional potatoes zana or palms zana. Now the potatoes take about 40 minutes to cook, so that's how much time we have to make the cordon bleu and the asparagus, so everything comes out at the same time. It's going to move really quick. Hold on. We're going to start by peeling up those 3 russet potatoes really quickly, and then I'm going to run them on a mandolin. They need to be about an 8-inch thick. Now, if you've got great knife skills, please use a knife. And you know me, when it comes to using a mandolin, once you get a little nervous, just stop using it. Next, we're going to hold them in some cold water, try to get as much starch off as possible. Then we're going to drain them and further get more starch off by running them under some cold water, moving some things around, making sure they brown up nicely. So what we're going to do now is completely dry off the sliced potatoes. That will make sure they do not stick and crisp up and be really nice and brown. So I'm going to be doing this on a flour sack towel. If you have paper towels, that'll work as well. Dry them off as best you can. It definitely does not have to be perfect here. We just want a majority of the water off. This is great. Now let's take everything in the towel over to the cooktop. I have a 6-inch cast iron skillet. An 8-inch cast iron skillet will work as well. We're going to add in 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Crank the heat to low medium. Get that butter melting. Once it is melted, here's the process. Start in the middle and work your way out. You're essentially fanning and layering the potatoes all around to completely cover the pan. Once that first layer is in there, we're going to drizzle on 1 tablespoon of unsalted melted butter. And then what we want to do here is season this up with salt and pepper. Do not skip out on doing this. Incredibly important. Once it's seasoned, we start the process over again. We are going to do 3 more layers on top of this one. So you should have 4 total layers, finishing the top off with more butter and salt and fresh cracked black pepper. Now, once you've seasoned that top layer, grab a similar size pan if you have one and press down. We don't want anything sticking up. We want it to be nice and firm and compacted in there. We're going to cover it in foil. This entire pan is going in the oven at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes. All right, Comies, it's time to turn into line cooks because it's chicken cordon bleu time. Now, if you've never made one of these, it's simply ham and Swiss stuffed up in a chicken breast that's breaded up and fried. So we're going to start off by making that standard breading procedure. You know I like to use cake pans for these, but a shallow bowl works great. Just add in a half cup of all-purpose flour, season up real well with salt and fresh cracked black pepper, then mix it together using a whisk or a fork, whatever you've got. In a separate pan, I've got 1 large egg. We're going to add in a half cup of whole milk. Season this up also with salt and fresh cracked black pepper, and just like you're making scrambled eggs, use a fork, whisk, whatever, mix it until it's combined. And then last but not least, we have a cup of breadcrumbs. Season it up with salt and pepper. Season every stage. I always tell you that. Mix it until combined. Now let's get our chicken breasts out. These are about 12 to 14 ounces each. Remember, we have about 1.5 pounds total. This should be plenty for 4 people. What we want to do, though, is slice them in half widthwise. So guide that knife by pressing it down with your other hand on top of the chicken. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah, this is going to totally work. Excellent. Repeat the process to the other chicken breasts. Set it to the side on a plate. Next, we want to pound them out. So I'm going to lay down some plastic wrap. You want to use parchment, Ziploc bag, you do you, no problem. Lay down the chicken breast, fold over the plastic wrap, and gently pound these out. They should be about 1/4 inch thick once they are done being pounded out. Or if you just want to eyeball it, they should really just double in size. I think that's a really solid estimation. Repeat the process with the other 3 chicken breasts. I'm going to set them to the side on a sheet tray lined with parchment paper. You got a platter, plate, no problem. All right, the chicken looks great. These are going to be nice big portions, which is fantastic. What we're going to do at this point is season them well with salt and pepper just in the inside here. And that breading that's seasoned up, that will take care of everything else on the outside. All right, once they are seasoned up, we're just going to stuff them. Let's grab 1 slice of our ham, lay it over top. Look, if it's way overlapped, just slice off any excess, no problem. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add it right back onto the top there and add it into that stuffing. More ham, that's even better. Now we're going to add 1 Swiss cheese slice, and because we have 2 extra slices, we're going to slice those in half, so add another half slice. Now the trick here, it's like a burrito. Fold in the sides first. Once that's in there, roll it up so it is nice and tight and compacted. There should be no stuffing hanging out, just all chicken on the outside. Repeat this for the other 3 chicken. Now, if you've got a little more time here, what you can do to make sure you've got a really nice tight little ball here is roll it up in some plastic wrap and then twist the ends really well to make that roll really nice and tight. Just pop it in the refrigerator 30 minutes before you want to pull it out and cook it. It's breading time, and it's going to move incredibly quickly from here on out. Now, my suggestion when it comes to doing this is do dry ingredients with one hand and wet with the other. So left hand is going to be flour and breadcrumbs. Right hand is going to be egg wash. If you use both hands and everything, you're going to have breaded fingers. One at a time. Let's start by adding it to the flour. Just roll it around, get it coated up, dust off any excess by giving it a few little shakes. Then we're going over to our egg wash. Switch hands, remember that. And then roll it around until it's completely coated in that egg wash. And again, get off any excess there, give it a little shake. Going over to the breadcrumbs, roll it around. Take the time to do this stage though. Make sure the chicken is completely coated in those breadcrumbs. It's going to make sure it's going to be nice and golden brown, going to add a lot of flavor. Repeat the process, add them all to a plate, and get them ready for frying up. Okay, really quickly, before we fry off the cordon bleu, let's do a couple of things. First, let's remove the foil off of our potatoes, Anna. What this is going to do is going to help brown them up. We're going to cook them for another 20 minutes, still at 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we can prep up the asparagus and get them ready because that's going to take about 10 minutes to cook. What we want to do is trim up the stems from the bottom about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. They're really woody and just not good. Go ahead and discard those or save them for stock. Next, we're going to lie them out on a sheet tray lined with parchment paper. We're going to drizzle on a little bit of olive oil, sprinkle them with salt and pepper, set them to the side. We're going to put them in just as soon as we start frying up our cordon bleu. In a large non-stick skillet, we are going to add about 1/4 cup of neutral flavored oil to that pan. We're going to crank the heat up to medium. Next, we're going to add in the rolled up chicken cordon bleu into the pan. Don't put them too closely together. We want to make sure they get nice and golden brown on every side. And these are going to cook for 3 to 4 minutes on each side. And when I say all sides, I mean every single side should be 3 to 4 minutes and golden brown like this. Once we give it that very first flip though, go over to our asparagus. Let's grab those, put them in the oven. They're going to cook at 425 degrees Fahrenheit. They're only going to take in between 9 and 12 minutes, which is plenty of time to finish up our chicken. So let's go back over there. Again, I can't say it enough. Every side should be browned when these are finished cooking. And guess what? That also means the ends of the roll too. So if you have to stand them up like this to get them brown, then that's what you do, my friends. Set them to the side when they're done cooking or have reached 165 degrees Fahrenheit internally. The potatoes are done. The asparagus is done. Let's get ready to roll on this. Everything's finished. You can see it looks fantastic. Now, this may be cheating. You be the judge. I always have chicken stock. And you know I always have chicken stock. So let's make a really quick sauce. Hope you don't mind. Now drain all about 1 to 2 tablespoons left of that frying oil. Put it back on the burner, low heat. We're going to add in 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Just grab a whisk, mix it together until combined. We're just going to make a really quick roux. Then at this point, I'm going to add in 1.5 cups of really good chicken stock. You know I always have some lying around. I'm going to whisk it over high heat now, get it boiling, activate that roux until it's nice and thick. Then we finish it with 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter. Season up your sauce, always a little salt, a little fresh cracked black pepper. Whisk it together until it is completely combined. Set it to the side. Fundamental techniques, huge today when trying to pull as much flavor as possible from limited ingredients to make a very delicious recipe. I'm telling you, put these things into practice. It will always elevate your everyday cooking. Let me show you how to plate this up. We need to feed 4 people with the potatoes on us, so we are going to slice it just into quarters. And here's how I would put it on a plate. Just going to put it on the one right side, add 1/4 of the asparagus right to the center. Let's drizzle on a little bit of our gravy on the other side. Now for the cordon bleu. Be very careful when slicing it. We do not want our breading falling off when we do this, but it should be cooked in the inside. Our cheese should be nice and melty. Then what I'm going to do is fan it out right over that gravy. Give them that nice fine dining meal experience. It should look beautiful. I've always got parsley, so I'm going to garnish with fresh chopped parsley. But the most important part of this, let's see what the family thinks. We got a verdict. Boom, good. Smiling faces, thumbs up, full bellies. Make Chef Billy Parisi really happy. I'll tell you what, this looks pretty dang good for traditional cordon bleu with starch and veg. So delicious, so easy to make in under 45 minutes. It's awesome. Now, if you want to check out another meal under 25 bucks for a family of 4, check out my sausage pasta recipe. I've got a great video. We'll see you on there.